here at the Verge conference with Jason from Sustainabilist. Jason, why don't you first tell us a little bit about what you do, then we'll talk about this conference that's going on in the background.
Sustainabilist is a full-services consulting firm that specializes in helping sustainability companies and groups within larger companies that work in sustainability with their technical, strategic, or business problems. We have data scientists, computer scientists, marketers, business professionals, you name it, we solve it. But we only work for companies that are improving the world's sustainability.
And this conference then seems to fit right into your sweet spot as far as it's everything about sustainability, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually have a soft spot for this conference because a few years ago I was attempting to launch a startup and did the Accelerate program here, which is a track that helps startups get their name out. And it did really well by us.
And so from this conference perspective, has there been any takeaways, any aha moments for you?
I really think that the focus on the circular economy and how companies and corporations are starting to try and view their outputs as potential inputs, and so to reclaim their materials instead of just thinking, okay, we'll make this recyclable, has been really uplifting. I think that once we start thinking like that, then new business models emerge. There was one talk that was really good about the circular economy where it highlighted how for something like $6 to $8 trillion we could reframe the world's financial markets in terms of circular economies, where the alternative of a wasteful linear economy was trillions and trillions of dollars more.
So that did you say $6 to $8 trillion? Is that?
Yes, so 6 to 8 trillion, which in the long term of climate change mitigation is not that much. The longer we wait, the more expensive it gets.
So this was surrounding the idea of just eliminating waste. Was that the concept?
Yeah, and the quote that came to mind was that people will become users instead of consumers. And it's that idea that you're borrowing resources or being a good steward of the resource instead of just consuming the resource.
Well, that seems to play into this whole idea of the sharing economy, right?
Yeah, so sharing economy is one manifestation of the circular economy. The idea originally traces back to the Ricoh Comet Circle and the printer companies that would reclaim toners to refill them.
That makes sense. And so from a technology perspective, has there been anything here that said, oh, this is a new way of doing something?
Well, the talk that was going on behind us just a second ago, and might still be going on now, is about recycling plastics and reclaiming plastics. So I think that's really interesting. There was a startup here that is focused on scrubbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and turning it into petrochemicals. So actually taking CO2 out of the atmosphere and turning it into plastics or oil. And there's been a few startups in that space recently, and it's really very interesting.
So from a corporate perspective, given that you give advice and you help corporations become more sustainable, any words of wisdom as far as this conference or what they should be doing differently?
So I think that the number one thing that I hear over and over and over again is that people think that sustainability is more expensive than not being sustainable. But once they actually implement sustainable practices or start to pursue a cohesive strategy around it, they realize great cost reductions on the basis of material and waste and efficiency improvements.
So, well, Jason, I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.